Hello everyone, I'm Paul McGuire Grimes. Horror movies are at their best when they can play on our realities, bringing out the scary in our everyday lives. The psychological terror that comes with grief is at the heart of the new film The Night House. It's now in theaters and I want to talk about it. This is Paul's trip to the movies. The Night House stars Rebecca Hall as Beth, who is recently widowed and faces the rotating stages of grief. We don't know at first how her husband Owen passed away, but that is revealed later on. Her nights home alone at their lakefront property leave her on edge. There's a knock at the door, the floorboards creak, and you could probably guess what's happening next. Owen built their house and now Beth believes that he is haunting it. The aftermath seems all too real, leading Beth down a rabbit hole, uncertain of the husband she thought she knew. The film also stars Sarah Goldberg, Vaughn Curtis Hall, and Evan Jonigkeit as Beth's husband Owen. The Night House comes under the direction of David Bruckner, who has crafted a compelling piece about grief and the secrets and lies that death brings out. The story takes place at their upstate New York property, which provides that eerie feeling that comes with isolation and uncertainty that comes with living near the woods. This movie will play really well for people that have ever rented a cabin or live in a cabin home. And for the most part, Bruckner steers clear of falling into the tropes of the haunted house subgenre. Yes, there are things that go bump in the night that I mentioned earlier, but he doesn't overuse them for cheap thrills. Bruckner, along with his writing team of Ben Collins and Luke Piotrowski, care more about Beth's mental health and how it changes at any given moment in the wake of her husband's tragic death. Now, as she's looking for closure and answers, it becomes a descent into the unknown, which manifests in visions and a potential double life. There's something about how it's executed that made me question what was actually real for Beth versus what she thinks she's seeing. It feels like Bruckner was really inspired by Wes Craven and A Nightmare on Elm Street with how he blurs the lines between her reality and when she's having a nightmare. Rebecca Hall, who was last seen in Godzilla vs. Kong, gives a really terrific and unnerving performance as Beth. She teeters on that edge of sanity quite well, knowing just how fragile it can be when you lose a loved one. She easily carries the film and the number of scenes that it's just her on screen living in Beth's fragile state. The Night House leaves a few questions unanswered, but it's probably best for the audience to then interpret the story on their own. It's a clever ghost story that never strays too far from actual reality, but plays on how our mindset can distort in grief. I'm giving The Night House 3.5 out of 5 ticket stubs. If you like my review today, click subscribe on my YouTube channel, like I said, there are movie reviews, as well as my appearances on Twin Cities Live. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Paul's Movie Trip, and then go to my website, paulstriptothemovies.com, for even more reviews. Thank you so much for watching my review of The Night House. This is Paul's Trip to the Movies.